The AV Life is brought to you by our wonderful sponsors, Audinate, Crestron, Panasonic, and Sennheiser. Thank you so much for your support.
Greetings from Infocomm 2023. This is Renee Benson at AV Renee KC. You are listening to and watching the AV Life.
Hey, welcome to Infocomm 23 here in humid Orlando. And my name is Nancy Blanchard. You can find me on Twitter at Nancy Blanchard. The same with LinkedIn is at Nancy Blanchard. And you're listening to and watching the AV Life.
Hey, James King here, writer for the Higher Ed Digital Magazine, co-host of Estimate Programmer. Google me, you'll find me, and you are listening and watching the AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Wert, at T Van Wert on the Twitter, and I am also the Senior Project Supervisor with Rutgers University. I am also a HETMA board member, and yes, I'm doing my see, he already did it. I haven't even finished my intro. You're watching and listening to the AV Life, and Joe Way has already interrupted our podcast, and that sounds about fitting.
We should have had some money on that bet.
I know, really? I would have.
You should have paid somebody to babysit him.
Yeah.
I know, I should have paid.
Joe,
Hey,
go
keep
get us
him
lunch.
distracted, yeah. Do vendor management with him right now, so that way it's done.
That's the thing is, our booth is so busy right now, the HETMA booth. We thought Joe would be distracted, but he still takes over.
He's like shiny
It's
objects.
actually, it looks like he is busy with our friends from Rave right now, so he is nearby. But so if you hear his voice, it's because he's doing that. And as you probably are hearing how busy it is here. So if you do hear like some extra voices in the background, that is purely because it's nice and busy here. This is great.
This is back to the way it used to be.
So I say, yeah, because I don't have, James and I don't have that comparison. Because for just to remind everybody, when James and I first came to Infocomm, it was the Florida 21 one, which was
the
like
better one.
Yes, there could be arguments to be made that was the best one, right? But it was such a small group, and we were all wonderfully like surprised to have everybody together, and. Last year in Vegas was like, we were still a little behind, but I feel like this year we're back. Like this is, I think so.
I feel like I had people come in today to the booth that had 6 or 8 or 10 people that normally have 3 or 4, and they just brought a ton of people with them. They're like, yeah, it's the biggest group we've ever brought. I haven't been for 3 years or whatever, so everybody was dying to get out. So I agree. I'll be anxious to see what the numbers are.
Yeah, I agree. You think same thing, Nancy? I'm looking at you because you and Renee are the ones that have the most Infocomm experience. Yeah. So is this comparable to pre-COVID numbers? Early impression. Obviously we're only on Wednesday.
I think so. But going to ISE. And I had said before that it was quality people. It wasn't tire kickers going into the booths, but they had genuine, good questions. Today, it's been like that at Williams AV.
Same.
It's been a really good, it really hasn't been a quiet period.
No, that's why I'm exhausted, and it's only 2 in the afternoon on Wednesday.
It's a good problem.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah. So I would say that everybody's excited to be back to see what's new. I did hear that as well. I had read that people said, why I'm going is because I'm excited to know what's new. What is the future technology? What's the future advancement?
That's great. And that was kind of like my early impression is that there's definitely an energy this year of that excitement. I think that's what it is. It's the next level of technology, of what's new, what's happening, and now with HETMA having a presence here, there's an excitement from the higher ed community as well.
Absolutely.
We've seen people that are not members swinging by, and a couple have made comment about the fact that it's nice having this exposure, and that there's so many of us here that are involved like this. And these bright green tags are definitely to blame on that.
Yeah, no, HETMA has come a long way since our first Infocomm together, Tim, where we were walking the show floor and we had our Lex favorite color HETMA green banners, and people were like, HETMA, what is that?
Yeah.
And we'll explain it, and they're like, you guys are everywhere.
Yep.
And we were that one. And
Yeah.
now we are the first end user group to have a booth on Infocomm 4.
Hey, James.
Yes.
I wouldn't say end user group. I'd say end user community.
Community, yes.
There you go.
End user community, and that's that's what we are, that community, and that's. I was actually recording with Britt Yenser earlier today for her Brave Space podcast. And that was one of the things we talked about. We talked about community, about your tribe, and this is my tribe here. You know, it's like, I mean, there's us too as the AV Life, but this HETMA community is my tribe. You know, it's like they're the ones. You know, and we've. Since 2019, so in 4 years, we've come a long, long way.
And grown so much.
Yeah, like I started telling numbers to people about how we've grown and how many active members we have and things like that. They're blown away by how many, because it's just basically managers that were. I mean, we take anybody, but technology people like that are just joining because they want to be part of it.
And is it global?
We are, yeah, I guess we could almost officially say we are global.
We
are
have
definitely
global members, but I don't know how big our presence is in the global market yet.
It's getting there. I think with the last trip out to ISE with Joe and BC and Mike Peterson and Ryan Gray, that helped start the conversation. We do have a Canadian regional group, I believe, that's getting started.
Yep.
And we also have our Caribbean islands, Lyle, our DJ Carbon.
tall guy.
Here.
We also can't forget like Justin and our Brits out there as
Don't
well.
forget about
I
our
was thinking.
higher ed, and Justin was nominated for a Higher Ed AV Award as well.
That was awesome.
Yes, and that was an absolutely amazing event.
That was a good night.
As well. So, look at that. I think the bar has shown up for the happy hour at 3 o'clock. It's a little early, but okay.
So what would you say the numbers of members are?
So on the higher ed side, I believe we're roughly about 600 at
Oh
this
my
point.
gosh,
And
really?
I think, or like we're in the high fives event, but
Wow.
based on also as many has signed up today. Like I know Mike Peterson was getting notifications on his phone, and he was approving people on the spot. Like, so we are. I think we've grown in the last 9 o'clock the show floor opened, so 5 hours.
5 hours.
So it's it's been really cool.
It's cool to
and then
see.
we have hundreds of manufacturer partners as well that are involved in the community on the open side. So it's an absolutely amazing experience being involved like this.
I agree. It was actually, I was taken back a little bit. Not really taken back, but earlier today, while at the working booth, we had an integrator come by, and we're talking, telling him all about HETMA, and he's like, all right, so how many of the products do you guys actually make? I'm like, we make nothing. I'm like, this is a nonprofit organization. Like, our day jobs are universities, and that's what we do every day. And I think he was taken back that we had this many volunteers here that were so energized about the show, and we don't even make a product.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had
That's
another.
interesting.
Yeah, I had another individual. He's like, "Oh, what do you sell? What do you sell?" I'm like, "No, we don't sell
Beach balls?
Yeah, we we give away beach balls. Beach balls, shot glasses.
Kind of like the Mardi Gras.
Exactly.
That's funny.
So
I think it's great to see, and I know I had a couple of guys from Missouri, the University of Missouri, and I said, make sure you check out the HETMA booth. They're like, I'm hearing about this HETMA thing. I'm like,
yep.
4489, go to the back and check them out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we have our manufacturer partners, such as yourself, that are they're being our advocates as well. When
Yeah,
we can't
absolutely.
be there, they know the value, so they see the value, so they're able to tell their customers essentially that they should be involved with us.
Yeah.
We had our education summit yesterday on Tuesday. Absolutely incredible event, and I think a lot of our folks realize that, like, because some of them have, they reach out to integrators all the time, but there was a light bulb moment of, wait a minute, I really should be involved in the process more. Because I feel like they're very hands off with it. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but when we started, because we basically ran them through the full design process, and installation. That was our workshop. So as we were going along, it didn't apply 100% to everybody, but
Yeah.
some people got more out of it than others. But I think everybody got something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I asked everybody I could, and they all gave 100% thumbs up feedback about yesterday. So that's really exciting for you guys.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
Uh-oh.
we're I'd say yeah.
I wonder if they'll just hand the drinks back to
I know
us.
that would be great. Yeah.
We still got time though.
Can we get early? Like, can we
I know.
It's
just hand me a beer? Like, just,
free happy hour.
So-
Try to make
It's the-
sure it's
Yeah.
acceptable.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we've done a lot of talk about HEPMA and HEPMA
Yep.
Booth, which is great that they're allowing this recording here. But we got two manufacturers here.
Right.
How has your booths been at this show?
Our booth has been crazy nonstop since it started. I don't know if it's because it's day one, because we're in the front. I'm not really sure. Because we have an amazing sea-led wall, 220 inches catching everybody's eye. I don't know, but it's great. We had a lot of meetings lined up. I think we had close to 500 meetings pre-planned, and most of my meetings today have been kind of like squeezing them in between the meetings I already had planned, which is not normal. Normally, you're just next meeting, and people are coming in that I didn't know were coming, and so and they're bringing several of their friends or their coworkers. So it's been really great. Not very many slow moments at all. A lot of learning for especially the new guy here on the group, but a lot of learning for me and introductions to new customers, and I cannot complain. Not one complaint, except for my feet. They might complain later, but otherwise I'm good.
Yeah. At Williams, it's been constant. We have manufacturing reps, so of course they're coming onto the booth with their customers and going through and seeing what's new and what's the latest and greatest. But it's been consistent, so it's not like we're all just standing around.
Yeah.
Good.
It's generally people want information. They
Yeah.
want to see what is there. Give me a real application.
Well, I'm also hearing a lot of projects that were either delayed or completely stopped during COVID, which has been a while, that now they're rebudgeting or revisiting, and the technology has changed. So now let's talk again about what's new. So like you said, what's new from Sony, and
Well,
let's...
I'll give you both a moment to plug. What is the big thing from Sony, right? What is it?
So our new Bravia line that is
Okay.
being released is really exciting. We're doing a 5-year warranty now
Okay.
on those.
And that's the commercial grade, like
Commercial grade, yep, full 24/7 portrait landscape. It's got the higher haze factor, so less glare. We're releasing the 98-inch. We had a 100-inch, but we weren't as competitive as we needed to be with everybody in that 98-inch space. So that's being released here too. And our auto tracking camera, that is catching a lot of higher ed folks. Actually, we've got a super secret little room across the hall where we've got some competitors lined up with our camera. So that's really awesome to be able to go in and not only show your product, but show what separates us from the competition. So that's been really cool to go, come on, look in the super secret room. And then our C-Line product, which looks amazing. Looks absolutely amazing. So yeah, come by the Sony booth, 1701.
And then from Williams, what have we got? What's the new thing? What have we got?
We have with our DigiWave a new module,
Okay.
and that's because we had a convention center, the largest one for G20 Summit in India, who requested, so now here we're stretching DigiWave in another area, and it's called the AIM, the Advanced Interpretation Module.
Okay.
So no longer 14 interpreters, but you have 24 interpreters.
Wow.
We have a Q&A now, so you have a transceiver out in the crowd. Somebody asks a question, you've got all these interpreters listening, and the one that recognizes their language will then translate that to the speaker into English.
Wow.
So it's really exciting, and we're showing a proof of concept, Auracast,
Okay.
Bluetooth,
All right.
which had started out as Bluetooth LE, low energy.
Okay.
So now instead of one-to-one, you have one-to-many.
Awesome.
So you've
Wow.
got 300 feet range, you've got 20 channels, but it's more that we want to hear back from people. So we want you to come visit. see the concept, because not until a manufacturer is actually standardized on a chipset, there isn't any product. It'll probably be like 2 to 5 years down the road, but we want people to know that, hey, we're at the forefront, we're considering new technology,
Yeah.
and so we want to know how would you use it, and
That's
especially for HETMA, that would be really good.
That is really awesome. That's cool. I'm very excited for both of you. That's some really cool things to come to the show floor with, because that meets a lot of different needs, and not just higher ed. I mean, they're talking just in general. The fact that you were involved with the summit, the G20 summit, like that's great. Oh, and we got a photo opportunity right here too as well. Thank you. And so.
This is very distracting for me.
It is. Yeah.
I'm a squirrel moment.
Yeah,
I
I
am
know.
too. Like
No longer
shiny
Tim.
objects.
Yeah.
It's not just me. It's not just me anymore. So, all right. So, seeing what you've seen so far today, what are your expectations for the rest of the show then? I mean, do you think this is it? Like, did we peak and we're gonna like now settle down, or you think you're gonna keep it going?
I don't know, because I feel like in past years there's always been people that are just here for a couple of days. Everybody I'm talking to is here till Friday. I'm booked all day Friday as well, and we've got a bunch of our staff leaving, and so they're like, you need to be at the booth all day Friday because it's going to be busy.
So interesting. So Williams have several of us going home Friday, and we're not working the show, because typically it was always the last day. It was a little bit slower. So I'll be interested to see what happens. But my meetings are tomorrow. Now, I've been busy the whole time over on the booth, and that's with no booked meetings, such as yourself, people just coming up.
Yep, it's been great. So I'll be anxious to see. We'll have to report back next time.
Yeah.
What Thursday and Friday was like, because I think it's going to be busier than past years. Yeah.
Awesome.
Now we got some music going.
That's the DJ.
DJ Carbon is spinning right now, and he is going to be going for the happy hour, actually, which is the AV Live happy hour with HETMA and Sharp NEC Display Solutions.
Look at the group back here.
Yeah, I know. And this
I
is
mean,
great.
you're in the back of the hall.
Yeah.
And
And
we've
people
got
are still coming.
people standing around.
Yep, they're getting ready to get going here, and we're gonna take over the aisles back here. People are not gonna be able to get through.
No. I mean, we are a 80 by 80 booth and a 20 by 20 footprint.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we have all
One
these
more
great.
palm trees.
Yeah, we need more palm trees.
Definitely need more palm trees.
So I mean, from my perspective, tomorrow is like all my meetings for Rutgers, quote unquote, because I'm on vacation technically, but I have all my vendor meetings tomorrow. So and then Friday we're here, and then we have our banquet, and I'm expecting the energy to just keep going.
I think so.
I think that's my expectation. My expectation is to go to my vendors and see the latest and greatest. I think it's going to be great. I've already gotten some teasers from some of them about going out there and going to see it, so I'm really anxious to get there and find out what's going on.
Oh, 100%. And just to kind of show you, everyone, our listeners, what's going on with the HETMA booth and stuff and the registration, is we're 18 minutes into this recording.
Yeah.
I've gotten 3 to 5 notices of new members joining.
Oh, you
Sitting here.
Oh my
I can see you on my watch.
Wow.
Yeah. So in 18 minutes, we got from 3 to 5 new members joining HETMA.
You know what? I'm going to grab this camera. We're going to turn it out.
There we go.
And you can see what is happening out here. They're setting up the bar right now, and we've got some photos being taken. Looks like HETMA members over there.
Yep.
And while we're recording over here. So yeah, it's a fun time here. Keep turning. There we go. There's everybody. All right. We have to thank USC for bringing their setup over here.
Yes.
So, yep.
Speaking of USC, Joe, you want to say anything or take over Tim's show? He doesn't hear me, does he?
Yeah. Well, there you go. So, So
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, he just keeps going. So,
Energizer Bunny.
and there's another happy hour tomorrow from 3 to 5. We have things going on at the booth all the time. There are chair massages. There's We have presentations from our manufacturer sponsors. So there's a lot going on right now, and will be for the entire rest of the week. So yeah, my early impressions are I'm excited, and like I can't even believe it's now 2:20 on Wednesday, or like first day. Like we already burned through the entire day.
Yeah.
I know. It feels like the doors just opened.
Right.
And I'm like, wait, it's 2:20 already?
Yeah.
Like I've been nonstop since I got here with meetings, and not even like really scheduled meetings. I had like 1 or 2 scheduled meetings, but I've also heard a lot about the new technologies that are out at other booths, and I've been hitting them. And in fact, I just came from a small 10x10 booth that they're doing some amazing stuff there right now. Like that caught my interest to enough that like I want a demo of this, or I actually want to buy it. And it's a control software, open platform type deal, so it's pretty amazing. So someone like me, who's a programmer, is interested in it. So I think they're doing some cool stuff there, and it's a lot. There's so much out there. I've been going around the booths, and I've been trying to get the Sony, I've been trying to get the Williams. I just haven't yet.
We're here all week.
Yeah, and I will say, the only downside to where we are, maybe it's downside, but maybe it's a blessing. We are like, so it's booth 4489, and we are behind at Lona and Ashley. Like I can see both of there from here, and I can see QSC from here too.
Yep.
But like, if you're looking back, we're buried in the back. Like there have been some that have come by and go, oh, this is where you guys are. It's like, yeah, we're like way back here.
Yeah.
But
my manufacturing rep told me how to get here.
I use the interactive map on
there you go.
For our listeners who may come out, wait, no, this is coming out after the show, right?
No, I'm gonna try to release this tonight.
All right.
Oh.
So if you're hearing the show tomorrow, we're straight behind a VIXA Exchange booth.
Yes.
If you can find the VIXA Exchange booth and just walk straight to the back, we're there.
Yep.
Did you notice when you're walking around all the tags on the floor with the booth numbers that say first time exhibitor?
Oh,
No, I
didn't
have not
see
seen
that.
that.
No.
Yeah.
No, I
Look,
didn't
it's
see
Frank.
that.
Hi, Frank.
It's another UNLV guy.
Hey.
And you know what? I say the easiest for trying to find Williams AV, if you've got to go to Biamp or Sennheiser, we're right across from both.
Yeah. Yeah, we are so close to all of our friends and all these different vendors, and it's great. We, oh yeah,
Here,
Frank. Yeah,
we're gonna
come on
get
in,
Frank
Frank.
on the AV Live. AV Live, come on.
Yeah, we're actually recording. It's live right now.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, live to the Epiphan Pearl Mini. Yeah.
Which is where I'm going right now. I'll pimp myself for my interview.
There you
Live in 33 minutes, live.
His
Check
will
in
be
now.
Live.
No, yeah. Ours
Ours
is
will
like
come out tonight.
semi-live.
Yeah.
Okay, then hop over and watch it later.
There you go.
I'm going to be over there to heckle you very soon.
Go for it.
But you know what Epiphan is doing with what Frank's going to be talking about is pretty cool, actually. They're actually talking about the whole Panopto. And so they're actually going to have Andy, who is, I can't think of his direct title. I do apologize, Andy. But he's in Vegas. And he's going to be connected with Frank here in Florida. And they're doing a live show talk about Panopto and Epiphan.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said. Yeah, I talked to Ron Epstein yesterday.
Yeah.
Or yesterday or Monday. It's all blurring together already. And yeah, because he wants to come to Rutgers. He wants to show us this and see if it works for us because we're a Kaltura campus, and it already works with that. So it's yeah, they're doing. I'm not just talking about that because they're a higher ed AV sponsor as well and a HETMA. So yes, but at the same time,
They're doing the right thing.
yeah, they're doing the right thing, and
They are.
yeah, so they're reaching out to their higher ed folk, and that's what they should be doing.
Look at the swag.
I
He's
know,
got a lot of
yes.
swag.
Oh, and Dave Labuscus is in the house.
Oh,
So you can
yay.
get him on.
Yeah,
Probably not.
probably not. So I'll take the
Get
wave.
away.
So
Yeah, I'm excited.
yeah,
I'm excited.
it's a lot of fun. So yeah, now the party. I think the party's starting early. It looks
Yeah.
like we're not waiting. We're just getting right into it.
But it's his AV life. That's what we do.
This is what we do, yes. So So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next 2 days.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the plane Friday night, and I am going to be done.
Done.
Like,
Yeah, done.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to spring for the extra leg room on the way home, just
You
because.
might have to.
So, and Dave Labuscus threw a beach ball at Joe Way. There you go.
His colorful tie.
I love it every
do
time,
too.
every year.
You just turned, I had to
It's
look
great.
at it.
So, and he's been Avixa has been such a strong supporter as well.
Oh, big time.
Because they've stepped up big time between the Prism Scholarship and between just HETMA in general and the Higher Ed AV Awards, and which that was a great event as well.
Very good event.
And we really recognized some products that were not sponsored, so it wasn't a pay-for-play type thing. These were products that were recommended by other higher ed folk that it was like, these have done some great things. And we had some of our not atypical products, I guess is the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I didn't know anything about Igloo until
I didn't either.
that event.
I didn't either.
And they won best product. And I went up to them afterwards. I'm like, I want to talk to you about this after the fact.
Yeah.
I
leaned over and asked a couple of people next to me, like, have you heard of Igloo? Because I think of it as like a cooler.
Yeah.
Okay. Did
Yeah.
they branch out or what? Because I felt stupid and I was like, oh, I never heard of them. That's interesting.
No, it was good to see everyone out there. There was 150 people at that show.
That was
the
a
award
great
night.
show.
And
For Monday night.
And we jumped to 150. Joe thought we were around 100, and then we got a last update from Avixa, and it jumped up to 150.
Yeah.
So
It's a full house.
We had a good sized house. I am encouraged to the fact that we may have a larger turnout next year.
Oh, for
in
sure.
Vegas. So we're going to need to find a bigger venue.
I'm doing an earlier flight for sure next year, so I don't
Yes.
cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you plan now. If you're
Yeah.
going to come out to Vegas, you're going to be there for the week.
Yeah, Monday night is definitely going to be the Higher Ed AV Award night. I think we kind of put that flag in the ground there.
Yeah, and without committing us to anything, there is talk of having the AV Life sponsor a red carpet live stream of the Higher Ed AV Awards. So yes, we're in early discussions on that. So I'll have to work that out.
Details to follow.
Yes, sponsorships are available now.
I was going to say that.
So,
Uh-oh, he had a massage. He's good to go again.
geez.
Oh,
Yeah,
now
he's-
he's re-energized.
He's refreshed.
He got a massage.
Who let them get the chair massage? So
He's done a great job for this organization.
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
So,
Not very often I don't see him with a smile on his face.
Yep.
Keeping everybody positive here. This is awesome.
So, all right. Well, I'm going to be back here at lunchtime tomorrow on Thursday and lunchtime on Friday. So this is why I have to get this episode out tonight so that people can hear it to then be ready for it. We will. I'll be here. So if anybody wants to swing by and say hi, I'll be here. You know.
I've been
Talking-
so jam-packed. I have it planned, but now I'm like, I don't know. I might not be able to be.
No, and I completely understand that. You know, I'm
had no
going to
idea.
be back here anyhow because I'm going to be working the booth, so I will make sure I stay here.
Yeah.
I'll just stay here, and I will talk about whoever walks by at that moment.
There
And
you
if
go.
anybody wants to bring me lunch, I will always be accepting of that too. So,
Lunch? What's lunch?
oh yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
I think,
actually-
it was
You have food at this happy hour?
I was wondering why I was feeling hungry. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Well, I know. I looked down and it was like
I see some
on
lime.
something.
I thought I saw fruit. I thought I saw fruit and cookies, but maybe that wasn't for us.
No,
so.
maybe not.
Yeah, well. So, all right. Well, we'll wrap up here, and this time at least we won't get cut off like last year with my hard drive crashing.
Oh
on
yeah,
us.
that's right.
Yeah, that's why we're recording on the Pearl Mini. Is that way at least it's all over there, and we know we're gonna be good. So, thank you to all of you for taking time out of your crazy busy schedule to be here. And I'm sure you'll appreciate the 30 minutes to head back and
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, this was fun.
I appreciate the chair.
Yeah.
This is what I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Yeah.
And our heckler table that we are sitting at right now
Yeah,
too.
this is
I'd be
nice.
amiss to not bring that up. So, all right. So,
Alrighty.
alrighty. Well, enjoy the rest of the show for everybody. And as I always say, until our next adventure.